Hey, how's it going? Bright, shiny day today, and you're here. So excited to have you here. You know, I've been working on something in my own business that has me seeing cross-eyed. Literally seeing cross-eyed. And I thought it inspired today's show, and I'm glad you're here, because if you've moved past that initial stage of growing, and in the book First This, Then That, I talk about the stages of growth and how you actually have to move through the stages in order to progress and grow well. Well, that first stage is all about cash stabilization. It's about being able to do predictable clients, predictable cash inflow, and be able to have some profit left over. Once you've mastered that, then people get all excited. They get really excited because now we're going to expand, we're going to grow, we're going to scale, we're going to do all of these things, right? Well, a lot of confusion happens in here. So I thought I'd talk about today about the biggest difference between leveraging your business, scaling your business, and expanding your business. Hi, I'm Leslie Hassler. Welcome to Coaching from the Carpool. I also own Your Biz Rules Business Coaching, and I'm going to decline that real fast. Your Biz Rules Business Coaching, where we help smart women entrepreneurs and service-based businesses get growth right. And let's just start off with our three terms. So leverage, scaling, and expanding. Well, let's just define them. Leverage in a business is really about doing more with less. All right. It is all about efficiencies. It is all about preparing a business to be able to scale or expand. Okay. It's a step that people often miss. And I got to say, it stinks. It's not even the real word I want to say. It is not a fun part of growing a business. It is what has me cross-eyed. So the next part is scaling. Scaling is really about increasing your capacity to do more. Okay, that's a little different, right, than leverage. And then expanding, if you want to take the traditional definition of expanding, you're probably looking at multiple locations, or maybe expansion can be part business model. Scaling can be part business model. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But I guess because in some ways, these three different concepts of growth, they bleed into each other. They really do. They're not clear. They're not clean cut. It's kind of like marketing or sales. Everybody has their own definition. But really, leverage is, for me, and the way that I coach my clients in their small business, is about systems. It's probably about team, right? And if you think of it, it's your base team. It's filling those core components of the business that you are going to need to even begin to think about scaling. So anything that you're doing right now that is not sustainable, if you were to take on 10 times more client, that is an opportunity for leverage. All right. For me and my business, what we've been working on is sales team, because I can only have so many conversations in a day. And if I'm working with more clients, I have less time for sales. So marketing, because again, if I'm working with more clients, I have less time for those two activities. So I've got to get those pieces in place in order for the scale to happen. And then you've got admin. Admin's usually one of those things for every business that they're going to need really early on. Almost your first hire is in admin, so that you can stay doing the things that you really do well. So even if you're looking at leverage and you're thinking, okay, base team, if you will, then we get into systems and processes and really defining how things are done. You can bring on any new team member so much faster if you have systems and processes. Hey, Lynn, good to see you. We're talking about leverage, expansion, and scaling, and what the differences are in your business. But if you're thinking about systems and processes, it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be a flow chart. It could be screenshots and a checklist. It can be as simple as, it depends on what it is, but I use all those different techniques to convey a process or a system depending on how complex it is. Well, what I'm doing this week is taking all those documents and putting it into an automation system, right? So that I can clearly communicate, I don't have to remember, oh, I need to send this email or something like that. I'll have a tool, a system that will help me do this and help me actually communicate with my sales team and watch what they're doing so that I'm still in the business. I'm still part of that function. I haven't abdicated it. I've just delegated it. And I won't be able to delegate it unless I set up the system to operate the way that I want. So you can get leverage from technology, right? You can get leverage from systems and processes and technology, and that's, and people. So those are kind of the big ways there. But just if you think about leverage is about being able to do more with less. It's about increasing efficiencies and creating predictability. Those three things. Then we get into scaling. Now, scaling, again, just like we talked about with leverage, remember how I said these definitions, they kind of bleed into each other. They're not clear cut. Scaling is about increasing the capacity to do more or to earn more, if you will. Let's just say earn more, not necessarily do more. But scalability in a business might be if you have been in a one-to-one model that you're doing highly customized work, maybe you're adding in another model that's highly leveraged that doesn't require as much of you. Maybe you decide to create this yes at any level to where you're still working one-to-one, but you have a tiered impact that you're able to do with your clients. Maybe scalability is about a software solution. I know or a channel. So I think you've heard me say this. So if you've not heard me say it before, my goal 4 on my strategic plan for the year, the one that has absolutely no to-dos or anything below it, is global domination. Global domination. And why do I want that? Well, because I want to get what I do out to as many people as I can. And that's my cheeky term for really thinking outside of the box. When I say global domination, I'm thinking like, how do I expand past my current location? How do I increase the ability to earn in my business while sharing the message and doing good work? Well, one of the things I'm looking at is international exporting. That's kind of a whole new thing for me. That's why there's no to-dos under there. It's just all about figuring it out. But what's interesting and what you'll notice is when you've got those kind of long-reaching goals, I don't think you need to plan them all out because the how will become obvious as you're moving down your path. But everything that I'm doing now, I'm thinking about it in that term. Like how would this be scalable? How is this solution we're doing today able to be leveraged? Is it a short-term solution or is it something I could see us growing with over time, right? And I always look for, solutions that have the ability to scale with me as I scale because, like I said, I've spent 4 days on this system. Cross-eyed with it. It's not the funnest part. Leverage is not the funnest part of building a business at all. Scaling and expanding, that's where it gets exciting again. So you've got scaling. Think of that as your ability to increase your capacity, whether it's earning capacity or serving capacity. Okay? Expansion is a little bit more of... I'm trying to figure out if I feel like it's a past scaling. I think scaling and expansion kind of go, they kind of run parallel, but an expansion has a sometimes longer viewpoint. And here's how I'll define expansion. Expansion is if you're thinking about opening up 4 more locations. If you are thinking about going into another market to do the same basic thing that you're doing, without necessarily increasing the capacity of what you have. So scaling is about increasing where you are, scalability. Right? Expansion is about all the mini-me's, all the twins, all the duplications that you would be looking to do. And hopefully that kind of helps, push these 3 things into a box and help you understand that you're not going to be able to scale and you're not going to be able to expand if you can't leverage, if you haven't created leverage. So get the cash right over here. 1 is get the cash right. 2 is leverage. 3, think about scaling. 4, think about expansion, right? And actually go through these cycles and take the time to do the work you need to do. There's no shortcuts It's just how long are you going to be there, right? So that's it for today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it. Tag a friend, tell others about it, because that's part of my mission, is to get this out there to as many people as we can, so that it does its really good work. As always, we're here most Tuesdays and Thursdays, about the only Thursdays when I'm in my mastermind, because as much as I go, oh yeah, I'll just stop on our break to be able to hop onto Facebook, my clients take a break. I'm usually answering questions during the break, so I don't get a chance to get on with you. So that's about the only Thursday that we're not here. But tune in. If you've got a question, please leave it in the comments or message me. Either way, I'll be happy to kind of even anonymously be able to answer it in a coaching from the Carpool. So that's it for today. I'm Leslie Hassler with Your Biz Rules Business Coaching, and this has been Coaching from the Carpool.